Americans can't afford gas. Americans can't afford grocery. Rent prices are through the roof. We're most unaffordable housing that we've ever had. So everything that was promised is completely opposite.
Does anyone else from Michigan remember when the state was actually affordable? When you could afford basic necessities, working a 40-hour week? Now in MAGA's America, 40% of Michigan households cannot afford basic necessities. This state was supposed to be the cheaper option. Trump promised to rapidly drive down the cost of food immediately after taking office. Obviously that was a lie, but so many people voted MAGA because of this. And now these same people are saying that we need to work harder. Well, how am I supposed to outwork imported food tariffs, packaging cost tariffs, these retaliation tariffs? These have all had devastating effects on lower income families and working class Americans. MAGA Republicans promise affordable groceries. It doesn't happen, and his supporters don't care.
Bro, and I literally had to humble myself because I thought we was mad because we only had $200 to $300 at the end of the month after we done paid everything. Bro, my last video, y'all is dropping screenshots of literal change in y'all bank account. And it's like everybody, not a certain generation, certain age group. It's a whole bunch of folks. No, like dead ass, how are y'all surviving on change? And some of y'all negative. Like what? And I'm not even making this to like be funny. I'm just like so shocked at how bad it is because it's not what I was thinking at all. I'ma stop fucking complaining.
Long-term unemployment in America is quietly becoming a crisis nobody wants to talk about. More than 1.8 million Americans have been unemployed for over 6 months, and this is one of the hidden reasons why the economy feels so weird right now. Companies aren't necessarily firing everyone, but they're also not hiring fast enough, so people are getting stuck in this job search limbo for months, and the longer that goes on, the harder it gets financially and emotionally. And so people are draining savings, delaying family plans, cutting back spending, and losing confidence. And even when they do find work again, that stress can change how they think about money for years. This isn't just a job market stat, it's a real-life stability crisis.
Suddenly, after mocking us for decades, millions of Americans want to move to Canada for a better life. Interesting. You know how you have that big border below you to stop them from doing the same thing? Yeah, we have one of those too, because you're our Mexico.
And I was struck then, as I am again today, by the warmth of Canadians. I could not be more honored to be joining you in this historic hall, this cathedral of freedom. And we Americans can never say it enough. We could not ask for a better friend or ally than Canada. We could not.
Canada is the most in-demand destination for Americans who want to leave the U.S. A new study found that Canada is the most searched destination for Americans who are looking to relocate abroad, with more than 105,000 relocation-related searches from Americans each year.
For whoever don't like this country is one of the kindest, most beautiful, nicest country in the world. This country give us everything that a lot of people like me lost in their own country. And our government in Iran tried to kill us. Here they open the door. They give us the life back to us, the life that we were fighting for it every single day. We found peace here. Good life. If you don't like this country, you shouldn't be here.
Family, for years, the idea of strength has often been presented as being loud, being aggressive, and even willing to fight at all costs. But for Canada, it's showing the world a different kind of strength, family. The strength of confidence, the strength of stability, unity, and even knowing who you are as a country. And so this is what has caught the attention of millions of people, family. Canada's identity has always been built around the idea of being strong and being free. But today, these words are taking on a deeper meaning as the country continues to define itself on the global stage. And so many Canadians are proud of their ability to protect their values while still embracing diversity, embracing cooperation, and even a sense of community. And this is where the tension begins, family, because for some members of the MAGA movement, Canada's approach represents something they strongly disagree with. They have often criticized Canada's policies, Canada's culture, and even political choices, arguing that America's way should be the model of the world. But the reaction has become more complicated as people outside the United States begin comparing the two countries and even asking a very important question. What does real strength actually look like? Is strength about constantly fighting with everyone around you, or is strength about creating a society where people feel secure, people feel respected, and even confident about the future? And so Canada has been gaining attention because many people see it as a country that balances national pride with international cooperation. It has built a reputation around diplomacy, around healthcare access, multicultural communities, and even a political culture that often emphasizes compromise. And of course, Canada is not perfect, family. Like every country, it faces challenges, it faces disagreements, and even difficult conversations. And so Canadians themselves debate the direction of their nation every day. But what has surprised many observers is the confidence Canada continues to show while navigating those challenges. And so that confidence is exactly what some critics find really difficult to understand. And so for a long time, many people assumed that America would always be viewed as the ultimate example of freedom and opportunity. But today, conversations about quality of life, social systems, political stability, and even national identity have caused many people to look north and ask, what is Canada really doing differently? And so that question has created uncomfortable conversations for some Americans, especially those who believe that America should always remain number one in every category. Because when another country receives praise, some people do not see it as inspiration. They really see it as competition. And that is why the phrase strong and free has become such a powerful message, family. It represents more than just national pride. It represents the confidence to stand by your values, even when the world is changing around you. And so Canada's growing influence is not necessarily about replacing America. It is about showing that there are different ways for a country to succeed. But different approaches can really exist, family, because different ideas can work, and sometimes seeing another nation thrive forces people to reflect on their own country's direction. And this is why Canada has become such a fascinating topic in today's political conversation, because the world is watching a new kind of competition, not just between economies and governments, but between ideas. And so what does freedom really mean? What does unity look like? And what does leadership require? And these are questions every country must answer for itself. And as Canada continues to present itself as a nation that values independence, cooperation, and confidence, more people are paying attention. And so the biggest surprise for many critics is that Canada's strength does not come from trying to be louder than everyone else. It comes from knowing exactly what it wants to represent. And that message is reaching far beyond Canadian borders. And so whether you support Canada's approach or disagree with it, family, one thing is clear for sure. Canada is making the world pay attention. And the conversation about what makes a nation truly strong and free is only getting started.